Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or wherever you are in the world. Mwah! My love to you all. Hello. I am here to give you a reading on COP29 The Cop Out, as I like to call it. In fact, every year, haven't you just been mortally disappointed if you care about the planet when it comes to these so-called climate crisis intervention meetings? I mean, they've not gone exactly very well, have they? I mean, how many times have countries actually not managed to get up to scratch? Or have, in America's case, pulled out when Trump was running the country, I think? Correct me if I'm wrong, America, but I think he did pull out of the climate agreement. It's not been great, has it? My lovely, wonderful light being friends. Not at all. But I thought, because I did an episode of Spiritual Life on COP29, The Cop Out, and as promised, here is the reading associated with that particular little talk that I gave, just my thoughts basically, of where we could go. And I always encourage engagement on my videos. Please feel free to comment. I'd love you to comment. I'd love to share your opinions with me. I'd love to get to know some of the people who watch me a little better. It would be wonderful to have your engagement. So please feel free to share your opinions on my channel, but please keep it kind, keep it nice and friendly. No offensive language. If you do leave offensive words and comments, you will be removed. I'm sorry, but I just want to keep this a nice high vibrational space in which we can all get along. Because we can all get along. It's not impossible. Okay, that being said, if you haven't already, please do put a thumbs up so I know that you're here with me. If you like what you see today, and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and you will know when I download my readings for your viewing pleasure, and also my episode of Spiritual Life where I talk about spiritual stuff. Right, without further ado, let's get into this reading, because I think I've got a good feeling about this one. Yeah, I did take a sneak peek, only a little one, but the thing is I don't really like to go too deep into it because I'm led by spirit. So let's let spirit know I'm ready to work. This is my little way of just letting them know that I'm ready for this to work together and deliver the message to you today that they will design. Now today I did things a little bit differently, which I was really excited about actually, because I haven't worked with certain energies yet, so it was really nice. I worked with the elementals today from Earth, and if you're not familiar with what an elemental spirit is a spirit that works with balancing the energies on Gaia, and they work with nature. They're nature spirits, so they really are all about looking after nature and keeping the balance. I also asked the fairies to come and work with me today, because they are nature spirits. They live in nature. They really do fit into their environment, and as such I felt it would be really cool and really prevalent to have the Fae Folk guide this reading along with the elementals. I also asked for the input today of Archangel Ariel, Archangel Ariel is the archangel who works in tandem with Gaia, so she cares for Gaia, she keeps everything in balance. So again, can you see this is going all to do with Gaia, because it is, COP29 was supposed to be about the welfare of the planet and humanity, wasn't it? So without further ado, a do-da-diddly-day, let us go into the reading now. Oh, and the last people, I say people, but my feline friends, beings, the Lyrans. I asked for the Lyrans because Lyrans did work within, they were in balance with the planet, with each other, and with all the other beings in their realm. So they really were a good, well, I'd say good beings to ask, because they were here as well as one of the first settlements of Gaia. Okay. So we're going to go and have a look. And this is the first card. Now, I'm going to read from the book for the Lyran deck because they are in-depth messages, and I feel that I want to get the message right. So we're going to go with what the Lyrans are saying directly for each of these cards. And then I'll just add in what I feel drawn to say with each one, okay? So the first, I love this, look, it's so wonderful. You can see the light of the universe and the energy field, and then you reaching out to the universe to receive the abundance from it. And I want everyone to listen to this because I think we all need, as human beings, if we are in that consciousness of lack and consciousness of feeling like it's wrong to ask for more than you need, because I'm one of those people that has been in that mentality where I have shut myself down to receiving beyond that which I need, because I just thought, oh, that just seems greedy, it just seems wrong. And then hopefully change your mind with this card if you're like me, because it changed my mind today, and I think we can all really do with listening to this. Card number 40, receive, and it's abundance flowing, unification, and confidence. And unification is really, really important, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Because I think I already talk about that on my channel a little bit, don't I? I think I did do a spiritual, I did actually do a spiritual life talk on unification. We want to speak of this power receiving and shift its narrative completely for many spiritual seekers. Some individuals think it is selfish to receive, but we want to say that it is selfish not to receive. I know, it made me go. I've never thought of it that way as a human being. As a Lyran, I probably was like them, but in this human form and the life that I've had and the structures I've been brought into, the programming that I was given, it was like, it was selfish to take too much. I was told that by my family, you shouldn't take too much. To receive allows for generosity of the universe to flow in your direction, and what flows in can then flow out. So like, by receiving generosity, you yourself can be generous because you have no fear of not receiving. You have no fear of not having. Humanity at the moment, I don't know, like, you're going to take this from me and then I'll have nothing. I can't let you take it away. This is mine and I must keep hold of it, because then if I have nothing, what am I? I will die. I will cease to exist. That's the programming that we've been given. I'll just say conservatism. What does that teach you? To receive allows the individual giver to be rewarded even more, because you're opening a channel to the influx of abundance. You're like, oh my gosh, it just keeps on coming. I can now give back, because it just keeps on coming to me. And why? Because we're all creators, we're all part of God, and God wants his children to have the things that his child wants and needs. And in an abundant state, there is no lack, there is no poverty mindset, there is no fear, there is no greed, there is no need. For all is delivered immediately to you through abundance mindset. To receive allows for a network of unconditional kindness to be established on earth. I love this, isn't it great? Because it does. I mean, as I said, if you've got abundance coming into you, you yourself can afford to be just as generous and just as kind, because you yourself can then give that back. And because you're giving back, it then comes to you tenfold. So you're constantly going to get more and more and more of the things that you need and can give away in equal measure. And it's an energy exchange. And I'm always saying about this, always saying about energy exchanges. We need to start moving our mentality from to take it, just take it. If you need it, take it. And know that in return, in reciprocity, you get 10 times back what you give out from the universe. That's the way the universe truly works. The people who have had all the power and have had all of the control and all of the money don't want you to know that you can actually have that power and have what you need without them. You don't need to have this structure anymore and that structure anymore. There is a better way of living on planet Earth. To receive empowers the giver to be of service and experience the gift of giving. The other day, and I'm saying this only just as an example, the other day saw a lady sat on a bench, and I noticed people walking by her, and she was in very tattered clothing, and she was crying, and she had a lot of bottles with her, but I wasn't judging her for what she was doing with her body. I was concerned about the sadness on her face. And I was watching everybody walk by, and not one person gave two hoots about this poor lady's misery. So I walked over to her and I said, what's the matter? And she said, I do not have enough money to get home. So I said to her, well, here, let me give you the money. Have you ever felt, I mean, you should know like what it's like to go through a feeling of being lost and alone and having no one to help you out in a sticky moment. So I gave her the money to get home. I gave her all the money in my wallet. And it took a bit of arguing for her to take the money, but I would rather she had it in that moment and that she knew someone loved her and that she knew she wasn't alone on planet Earth. And I think if we all started behaving in that way, imagine how different the world's going to be when you know you're not, like, the people around you are unified with you and no one's ever alone. and you can afford that kindness to the people that you meet. And sometimes if you don't have the money to offer, having that moment where that woman can put her head on you, or, you know, having that interaction where you can say to that person, you're not alone, I care. I mean, it really does make all the difference to that person's life. And you'd be surprised how much of a difference you can make with every moment of kindness that you give in your life. And most of the time, you don't even think about it. Are you receiving enough at this time of your life, or are you turning down offers because you feel it's inappropriate? See, that woman tried to turn me down because she felt it was inappropriate, and I insisted. And at first it was just the note, and then she went, oh, and I'll take the change as well. Because I forced the issue. I was like, look, just take the money. I've offered it to you, take it. Take this opportunity, seize the day, carpe diem. And that's what we all need to start doing. Take the kindness and the abundance from the universe as it's being presented to you. Don't turn it away because you think you're unworthy. Do you think that God would give you all these opportunities if he thought you were unworthy? You're his child. He doesn't think you unworthy. In fact, you're part of God. So you're definitely not unworthy of anything in your life. When it's for you, and then it becomes the highest good of all, how could that be unworthiness? How are you unworthiness? None of us are. And I feel like crying because I just feel like the love, and I feel like the need to just put you in a ball of comfort and look after you and say, my child, you are loved beyond measure. I love you. And I want to give you these things. All these things you too shall do and more. All these things I will give to you and more. And the only reason that we're not getting anything is because we believe we're not worthy of it, that we have lack, that we've believed in these systems that take from us and don't give to us. Why? Because we've put ourselves into a hierarchical system where we believe that there are people above us, when we're all equal, when we're not individual. We're a unified field of consciousness as humanity. Yes, we have our individual self, but we are still a unified field on this planet. So is Gaia. She has her own consciousness. And we are locked together in tandem as we walk. So when you actually start getting into that lack mindset, then the planet's going to mirror that mindset. When you don't think yourself worthy of making the right decisions for your body, because you put that in someone else's wheelhouse, well, you find out. I trust you. I won't look for myself. I would just believe that you're doing the job for the planet. I would just put everything outside of me and give it to you and say, oh, everything must be all right. Because you don't want to have that responsibility. But that's not the way that we should be living our lives. And we need to start being mindful, and we need to start actually looking within ourselves, because we are the power, we are the answer, we are the one in control, because we are the creators of our environment, we are the creators of ourselves. When it comes to everything around us, when you look, you're creating everything you see. I know it's hard and you're doing that in tandem, unification with everyone else on this planet. It's mind-blowing when you first realise. I thought I was going to blow someone up just by looking at them by accident. I was like, oh no, there's a lot of responsibility. It's not. It doesn't work that way, but, you know, the irrational thoughts you can have when you realise the depth and the breadth of what you can have and who you are. So when you start changing your mindset, the world around you changes because the world around you is you. Yeah? Does this make sense? I hope I'm making sense. The Receive card arises when the universe is trying to give you all that you need, but there may be some possible blockages from making this happen. And we are here at the moment on planet Earth during this time, as the planet is ascending, both the planet and us are going through getting rid of all these blockages that have kept us in a sense of lack, in a sense of unempowerment, in a sense of fear. You know, like all these lower level energies that were designed to control us, to keep us away from what we truly are, which is the children of God, part of the divine, and we are connected to Gaia on a deep level. I mean, once you start going out and sitting down and just being quiet and sitting with Gaia, strange things are going to start happening. When you set the intention to connect, believe me, breathing in, breathing out, focusing on the breath and just focusing on Gaia, reaching down with your mind beyond your soul star chakra into the earth center, and then she's going to come back up to meet you if you sit there long enough. At first it might just be an energy or a tingling, but beyond that, you can build a relationship with Gaia. Begin the process by opening your palms to the universe and becoming fully open to receive all the sacred gifts that the universe seeks to bring into your life path right now. How many of us have sat down and thought, I'm a child of God, I actually am a creator, I am waking up to the realization of who I am, and I am ready to receive my sacred gifts, and I open up my palms to the universe and say, I am ready to receive my sacred gifts. Give them to me. Keep it coming. I'm ready. We haven't yet, have we? Not as I mean that in the spiritual community, yes, but beyond that, we're only just starting to realize certain things about ourselves and deeper truths. Well, I guess the reason that the Lyrans have said today that they want you to start working with that energy is because now is the time for you to be of service to you and to Gaia and to humanity. And by getting given your sacred gifts, you then in turn can give those gifts to Gaia and to humanity. It's like a win-win. Through your opening up to receptivity, you allow for infinite abundance to come flowing your way while empowering others to serve. I'm so excited today. I couldn't wait to do this reading, and when I saw the cards coming out, I was like, thank you. Know your planet operates on a giving-receiving structure, and to turn it off is to destabilize all reality. I love that. Giving back to Gaia gives to you. And it's true. Like, when we actually, like, all the gardeners out there watching this, when we give lovingly to our plants and to Gaia, and we tend her, she gives us back some really good fruit, good veg, beautifully tasty. And when you put your hand on Gaia, you can feel the warmth and the love and the life that flows from her to you. She even grounds our energy and gets rid of our inflammation and our pain. She is an amazing being. And I would just like to say, now is the time to start giving back to Gaia. And it was in my message, on my message with the COP29 Cop Out. spiritual life episode, and it's just now being mirrored through these cards. And I would like to say that giving back love costs you nothing but gives you everything in return. Can you imagine how beautiful Gaia would be and will be when we actually give back through green, green spaces? Like, imagine the food and the quality of the food if we actually started planting in more green spaces we reserve at the moment for animals, and stop eating meat. I'm always going to promote veganism, sorry, vegan. It's amazing how beautiful Gaia can get, and I've seen it. I've seen the eventual outcome of where Gaia's going. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is just astounding, the size of the trees. Like, oh, it's just lovely. Imagine if the trees that give so much oxygen said they didn't want to receive the rays of the sun. Imagine if the hungry beggar turned down the growing apple because he didn't want to do it on his own. Oftentimes the false ego says it wants to do it on its own, which I was terrible for that. But this thinking is disconnected from the co-creative universe where everything is serving everything. Be open to the gifts coming your way and receive with joy. Co-creation is the way. Additional meanings are abundance flowing, energy blocks clearing, offers of help, new opportunities, unification, confidence, and moving locations. Well, there's a message from the angels that correlates directly to this card. It's quite fun. I'll show you the cards in a minute. It's just so funny. But at the same time, it never ceasing to amaze me how the cards fall and how the message always seems to mirror and correlate. It's great. So that's the first card. How are we feeling so far? Overwhelmed? Underwhelmed? Do you think that you can allow yourself to open up your palms to the abundance of the universe? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, talking about how the cards fall, we're talking about Gaia. There we go. Planetary cycles. I watched funnily enough today, synchronicity, I watched a talk on climate change. Well, I was watching something and then they talked about climate change during this episode, and they were saying that climate change is an agenda based solely on power and money, which I hadn't actually watched before I did my talk on it, saying it was about power and money. So it all sort of correlated. But it is about, Gaia is entering a new cycle. She's closing out an old cycle. And she's in completion and moving forward with herself. Right? I was saying about the age of Aquarius and the fact that she is now moving into ascension. The planet is going to move to a fifth dimensional reality. We can choose to come with her, or we can choose to book out of here. Or live sort of like disconnected from each other, because there'll be people walking around in a fifth dimensional state and you will still be in the third dimension and closed off to the realities of where these other people are. Because we're not, when we're not going to see the world split, but we are going to see a split between the two, in terms of one, a lot of people are going to be going to fifth dimension and the other are just going to stay in the third dimensional state, where it is very much a closed off, dense way of being. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. But we're all marching forward, and it's not like going to be like that. It takes time. So, I mean, where we are now and where we will be in 10 years is going to be like night and day. So there's going to be progress. As to the speed of the progress, so that really depends on humanity as a whole. Because we have to, as a whole, deal with our denser states of being. So, I'm just going to read planetary cycles. The beauty of the biosphere, such as planet Earth, is that once all the elements are locked into equilibrium, a natural process begins to kick in, where environments naturally create life forms to come to birth, and the planetary cycles set in motion. Planetary cycles are a big part of your Earth reality, with Mother Earth engaging in large cycles that open different epochs. Have you heard of epochs? We're going into a new epoch, the Age of Aquarius, the golden age of humanity. It's so exciting. I was gutted when I learned that, like, I'm here for the most difficult bit, and then once it becomes really good, I'll probably be dead. Because I'm going to be really old. I was like, oh, I'm going to be all wrinkly. Okay. But then, we all have our missions, and mine is not to be here for the golden age on planet Earth. My soul just decided that it was just coming here for this moment. Planetary cycles are a big part of your Earth reality, with Mother Earth engaging in large cycles that open at different epochs, dominant species, new terrains, and then shorter cycles such as 4 seasons that facilitate all the life to prosper. The foundation of all these cyclical processes are found in the aspect of death and rebirth. Through constant death and rebirth, your planet continues her journey of growth, releasing what no longer serves her and utilizing the old to bring forth the new. This process is not really death, so to speak, but a recycling mechanism, which allows for rain to pour down on your planet, enter the rivers and streams and nourish all forms of life, and then evaporate back up into the cloud level to once again rain down on the populace. And just how everything on your Earth goes through a regeneration death cycle, so too is a cycle in your life seeking to be completed, so a rebirthing may take place. You will find that by letting aspects of your life that no longer serve you fade away, your gardens of tomorrow will grow again. Begin by tuning into your self-awareness to sense what cycles you are currently completing and beginning in your life. Find where you are at currently and then dedicate to the process of consciously releasing any old chapters that seek to close. Whether this involves a new old occupation, relationship, certain type of thought pattern, sense of cycles in your life, and feel where you are, the beauty of letting go of outdated cycles is that it frees your energy body to shift its resources towards regeneration. An alternate meaning of this card could indicate that past friendship, relationship, or lover is influencing your consciousness, and this may be a good time to look into old relationships to find the wisdom from that experience. An additional meaning can include that past relationships may sprout back into your field, and you'll be open to all that is in continual cycles. Although I would say, really, that what's going on at the minute for us on planet Earth, because this is about the climate, COP29, and why it's a cop out. And I think it's because we are going through cycles. And have you noticed how every time we do the environmental meeting up, and our leaders just seem to get in worse and worse states? When we first started, it was like, yay, everybody's going to do what they got to do. And slowly over time, it's been like, oh no, we can't do it. Oh no, we ain't got the money. Oh no. And it's been a power struggle. And it's been like, who's going to commit to this, that, and the other? And how are we going to afford to do all this? And it's the same in our personal lives about repeating cycles and finding out what is working, what isn't working, and letting go of what isn't. So just as the Earth at the moment is letting go of what no longer serves her and moving into her new epoch, so are we as humanity and as individuals. It always goes from the micro to the macro, and everything repeats. And you can see that in the natural world, which is what they were saying in this. So, that being said, we can look within ourselves right now and start to let go of old behaviours that no longer serve ourselves or the planet. And really it is about starting to open up and live in our heart space, because by being open to abundance and gratitude and open to change, we in ourselves are then making it possible for us to change and allow ourselves to be directed in a direction that it's coming from within, not outside of ourselves. Because putting everything outside of ourselves, look what's going on in this world. The planet's being poisoned. We're being poisoned by the things we're putting into our vessels. So it is about waking up to these realities and taking a good old look and going, right, that no longer serves, that's got to go. I've got to change the way I'm living my life in order to live healthier, happier, have an abundant life, accept what's coming in abundance, and then giving it out in the world. It's about moving into a different mindset. Yeah. Oh. See, look. Beautiful tree. There's a lot about trees in this reading. Anchor in your star codes. Seeds planted. Let's have a look here. Next one. In this time of great transformation on your planet, it is of equal importance for the starseed to be connected to the Earth as it is the cosmos. Through this harmonic balance, the starseed aligns with their Earth mission to remember why they incarnated on Earth. I still haven't remembered. I don't think so anyway, at least. All I've had is one word. I've had to go and find the rest out. I was like, one word. But, you know, we're all here, like, walking our own path, and I don't exactly help myself, because I don't sit in quiet silence and wait for an hour. I have ADHD. Can you imagine how difficult that is for me to sit still and quiet and listen for an hour? I managed 34 minutes, and that to me is a stellar amount of time. I was so pleased when I found out, right, from if you've got ADHD, from next year, time is speeding up. So it will take a lot less time to get a lot deeper in meditation. Hallelujah. I'm going to be like sitting there and getting deep pretty quickly. So I won't have to worry about how much time it takes for me. I won't have to sit there for a very long time going, oh, this is so painful. Oh. Anyway, back to the reading. The Earth mission is always connected to the overall Starseed mission, which is for cosmic souls to embed their unique galactic frequency for all the planet to receive. The way of I can't speak all of a sudden. Put my teeth back in. The way of distributing these star codes is through the act of grounding. Grounding is a powerful act that doesn't just allow for your higher visions to be seeded into Earth or onto Earth, but also allows for the starseed to anchor their higher dimensional frequency into their DNA and merge it into their body's intelligence. I have a grounding. In fact, I have 2 grounding sheets. I sleep on a grounding sheet every night. Grounded for 8 to 14, 16 hours. I live in a first floor flat, which meant that being able to go out and sit long enough to ground into Gaia was just impossible at the minute living where I am. So grounding sheets was my next best thing, and I felt a complete difference straight away. I highly recommend them. Right, where was I? Grounding is a powerful act that doesn't just allow for your higher visions to be seeded onto Earth, but it also allows for the starseed to anchor their higher dimensional frequency into their DNA and merge it into their body's intelligence. Through this act, the starseed begins to open up their dormant DNA strands and grants their physical temple the higher dimensional gifts, such as vitality, a longer lifespan, rapid healing, and awareness of multidimensional planes, amongst others. As one grounds and harmonizes with Earth, your natural spirit gifts come down from the etheric planes and can be accessed directly in grounded reality. Now, one receives an abundance of earthly resources, earthly assistance, and you're provided with all the tools you need to create the new Earth reality that your planet is destined for. All of this begins through grounding and anchoring with Earth. Begin to ground starseed by spending time in the natural beauty of your planet. Place your feet on the soil and feel your connection with the planet. Communicate with her and understand her tapestry. Through these processes, your system is recharged and you are activated with inspiration for your Earth mission. Return, beloved, to the sacred gardens and allow the Earth codes to cleanse your spirit and anchor in your cosmic frequency. Anchor in your star codes 333, 888, and 999. And the additional meanings are rebirth, creation, artistic projects, nature, outdoors, grounding, listening, and anchoring. So yeah, it is about us planting seeds at the moment that we can then nurture within ourselves and watch ourselves grow and flourish into a new, I'd say, a new and better version of who we already are. Because it's not like we are stepping outside of ourselves, but we are improving on what already is by allowing what already is to be truly seen. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Just pop them in the comments. And I just thought this was amazing because it is about doing this. Ooh, look at that beautiful card. Fusion, balanced schedule, heart living, and tantric union. So fine. But having a balanced schedule is really good. I lack a balanced schedule, but I am all over the shop with my problems. I'm all about living in the moment, because I find that that's the best way for me to do things. Just being a momentary being, like one moment to the next. I'm not 10-second Tim, but I do find that it works for me to just have that moment to moment vibe going on. I'm not obsessed with time. I'm not obsessed with schedules. I used to be when I was younger. I was really anal about doing timetables and doing things correctly, and oh, it was a nightmare. But I'm not like that anymore. I'm a lot more liberal in the way I use my time. I'm relaxed. I see what I mean by us changing over time. It's like you are still you, but you just change into a more heart-centered self. So this is 42, card 42, Fusion. Final card from Lyra. The fabric of your earth can be broken down into two major components: the solid matter of physical existence and the subtler spirit energy of the etheric. These two aspects weave together and fuse their properties forward to bring into reality all that exists. For simplicity's sake, we can refer to these two foundations as natural plane and the spirit plane, with the beauty of existence being that no matter where you go in our universe, spirit is always found in the physical, and the physical is always found in the spirit. Through this understanding, Through this inner standing, the human can begin to incorporate these properties into actions of all that they do to align with the harmonic balance. Say, for example, that a certain individual has an ambition to run a marathon and is seeking to tap into the discipline and willpower to accomplish this goal. One aspect of the preparation can be an earth-based planning regime consisting of schedule, where to run, what to eat, where to sign up for the marathon. But another component is combining the spirit-based frequency, where one can incorporate certain practices, such as a meditation to get higher insight in how to train properly, or to charge their body with healing frequency while they are running. We find that when the human combines these two foundations of spirit and the physical in all they do, they find an equilibrium that leads to great success in all they do. That's a tip, isn't it? I've never done that before. I now see myself as a spirit living a human existence, but I hadn't actually incorporated the two practices in all I do. That's a good tip from Lyra, isn't it? I think I'm going to start doing that now and seeing how good things become. We will find that when the human combines these two foundations, the spirit and the physical, in all they do, they find an equilibrium that leads to great success in all they do. Another example of the opposite end is to say an individual that wants to access certain spiritual abilities from past and future lifetimes, in addition to performing spirit-based practices such as tapping into Akashic records, past life meditation, energy healing, they can also engage in action in the physical by exploring specific countries or ancient cultures that they resonate with, traveling there, trying the cuisine, and experiencing this exploration from the grounded level. This path of fusion is necessary for your world is made from spirit and earth, and to engage in fusion bridges the hemispheres within your divine temple and creates a harmonic balance in your life. Your Lyran family presents this card when your current situation is seeking a balanced fusion of spirit and physicality. Go into your inner awareness and begin to assess what is needed balancing at this moment in your life. This assessment can be applied to any situation, goals, relationships, or just the current moment to find what is needed for harmonic balance in your life. Know, dear starseed, that you are a multidimensional soul who has arrived onto a planet of polarities to fuse multiple angles together as one. When this harmonic balance is established through fusion, you accelerate and your planet anchors heaven into the planetary grids. Seek this balance and become the living representation of the new earth consciousness. Ooh, that's a big one, isn't it? Become the physical representation of the new earth consciousness. But I think that, it's doable for all of us because we are spirit first and we're human second. We're having a momentary human experience, but we are souls spirits that are really, really old and really, really well travelled and knowledgeable. And so if we can actually tap into that spiritual sense of self and use it through the physical of the human experience and balance those two out in whatever it is we're doing, like for this example, moving with Gaia into the new age. It's love, unity, compassion, empathy, all of the higher realm modality, like we're moving into that age of giving and receiving. So it's abundance. We're moving into abundance. So that reciprocity with everything. And once you start actually opening up to who you truly are and then working in the physical realm with what you are in your spiritual realm and working together as one, the two made one, you actually open up to living in the new earth space. We're bringing it towards us. So we can all do it together. I'm certainly going to be giving it my best. Will you come and join me? And fuse those parts of yourself together. Love, gratitude, abundance. Are you going to open up your palms to the world and say, lay it on me, baby. I'm here for abundance. I'm here for love. I'm here for gratitude. I'm here for all of the higher things that are going to just make me shine, and I can give back in equal measure. And it's just going to get better and better and better. And the more we do in that sphere, the lower levels, those lower energies that are currently surrounding us, like war, famine, destruction, poverty, lack consciousness, you know, hate, all of that is just going to go off into the sunset, because we're all focusing our attention in a new way of living and bringing it to us. And it is that easy. I know it sounds like no, really, it's not that easy. It is, because individually, if we all start going in the same direction as a whole, suddenly it comes into the unification. And that's what I've been talking about, is bringing it into unity, and it'll be unity consciousness with the planet. Go and plant your your little feet naked on Gaia and spend some time connecting every day. Do some meditation out in your garden. I know at the moment it's really not good weather. Buy yourself a grounding mat, sit on it, and off you go. That's still bringing Gaia's energy into your living room or onto your bed. And I swear down, I have felt so different since I've been reconnected to her. Before it, I felt very disconnected and very discombobulated. And I didn't like it, and I felt more and more like I was being pulled away from what I was supposed to be doing. So, that's a good one. I said to my sister, I should be getting shares in the company. In fact, I've recommended to people they get them. Anyway, right, I spoke to the angels, and this is what I was going to say about the angels. Look at these two cards together. You can't make it up, guys. Look at this. They fell out together. Well, I said one, and then I said, can you give me another one? And it was exactly the same message, but a follow on from it. Just like clarifying in more depth. Do you remember I was saying about moving into a new way of living and being alongside the planet, so that we're not disconnected from her anymore? We're living in line with nature. We're living in line with the animal kingdom. We are back in our place amongst them. We are the stewards of this world. We are not the dominating intelligent life that is way above everything else, because you're not. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to burst your little bubble there, but animals can talk. You can't hear them at the moment because you've cut yourself off from them, but they can talk with their mind. They are psychic. They're telepathic. They are wise beyond what you believe them to be, and yet you keep putting them on your plate. Kind of cringy. Right, so what do we need to do in order to move into the new way of being and the new, well, firstly, do you remember me saying about we're shedding the negativity in the old ways? Like Gaia is shedding all of the negativity that she's being exposed to, and it's for us to do as well. And we are going through cancel, clearing, and deleting, and it's use only positive words and thoughts. Do you remember me saying about the higher vibrational energies that are really required right now? Like these COP meetings are cop outs, because it's not down to the leaders who are focused on money and power and capitalizing on an idealism. No, at the moment we are going through the ascension, and what we should be doing, each of us as human beings, is using positive words and thoughts, getting rid of our crap. And I say this, like, imagine like you're carrying a bag of, it's an invisible bag with invisible bricks, because these are things that have happened to us in our life, and they become energy blocks within our body, in our system. They become things that we've unresolved things, unprocessed stuff. It just lumps upon you. If you're one of these people that's like, I'm going to stick my head in the sand because I can't deal with that, well, you still have to deal with that eventually. You're just going to carry it around with you like a heavy weight on your back until you do. And people go, why am I feeling so poorly? Why have I got this cancer? Why am I feeling so sick? Energy, baby. It gets stuck in places where you don't think it's going to get stuck, and then if you expose yourself to chemicals, boom shakalaka, you are on your way towards developing some nasty illness of some kind. I got multiple sclerosis with mine. It does manifest. So the best thing to do is to really start digging out all of the emotional crap that we've got and resolving it and forgiving it and releasing it and knowing that it's done. And you've got to just go through that process. And it's a horrible process to go through, yes, because you have to go back through and look at the memories again and relive the emotions and relive the things. But you can step back from it and start looking at it from every angle. And you cancel, clear, and delete the old emotions and energies, because you use your wisdom of the years that you've been carrying it for to start separating what is from what was and what really could be, and how you can take from that and go, actually, this is a really good lesson for me. I can forgive myself, I forgive the other person, because it no longer is. It's a thing that I had to go through and I had to learn from. Now I take the lesson, I lovingly release anything that I was holding on to at the time, and I let that go. And it could take some time to let something go, but you let it go. You let it go in the end. And I give people the fire ceremony exercise because I think it's a really good way of watching it go up in smoke. Please be careful with matches. do it like in a safe environment. But once you're ready to let that go, when you light that fire and you give it to the angels and you give it to, say, release that for me, it's gone. I no longer recognize it in my life. Thank you. I lovingly thank you. I lovingly forgive you. I lovingly forgive me. I allow that to be the new way of being. Put a full stop on it. Oh, when you let something go, it's like, you feel the weight come off. That's what it's all about. And Archangel Michael, he says, if you do struggle with this exercise, to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from the past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns, Archangel Michael can cut the cords for you. And he's done it for me. I'll see his sword come out of nowhere and go shing and sever whatever it was. And you can go through your own way of interacting with Archangel Michael. I think he's awesome. And he's here at the moment helping us through that attachment to fear, because it is an attachment, because you're allowing fear to control you. And you go, oh no, it stems back to the days when we were in caves. We don't live in a fucking cave anymore. We're not being stalked by any kind of thing. Why are you afraid? When you look at it and look at it like this, right? What are you afraid of? Look at your fear and really reason it out. What are you afraid of? You are an immortal being. You will live forever. Your vessel is a momentary thing. When it goes, it goes. Why would you be afraid of dying? I'm afraid of pain. Pain is a momentary thing. Do you know, when you do die, you as a soul, you pop out before your body's even dead. The body suffers the pain, you do not. You just sit there and watch it. There is no need to be scared. God will always look after his children. I'm afraid of snakes. They're afraid of you. You're more likely, in most circumstances, to be dangerous to a snake than a snake. And it's like, I was afraid of spiders. And when I was mortified what I did to spiders through my fear. Now I'm like, oh, you cheeky monster. I no longer have a fear of spiders in the same way at all. Why? Because they're not going to hurt me. I would hurt them if I wasn't gentle with them and acknowledged that they needed to be loved and kept safe. So everything in life, there is no need to worry. There is no need to be afraid. You are never alone, and you are always loved, and you will always be. You're incorruptible. Don't be afraid of the things that people threaten you with. It's something like this. I laugh in the face of danger. I laugh in the face of these warlords and they're rattling their chains of war, rattling their threats. I'm not afraid of you. So what you got to say to them, I'm not afraid of you anymore. I don't believe in your power. I don't give you my power. That's the thing. They threaten you so that you give power away and say, oh no, okay, here, have it. That's the only control people have over you. Don't give them that anymore. It's time to cut the cords to fear, cut the cords to all the lower negativity and you know, all the old patterns and old ways of being. Now, Archangel Gabriel has flown in for this, because I said to the archangels, what would you like to say? And Archangel Gabriel has said, you are blessed to receive this Archangel card, and your guidance is to invoke Archangel Gabriel, who works on the right way for grace and purification. It is time to release old memories, ingrained habits, and mental patterns which lower your vibrations. See how it leads on from what the angels are saying? Archangel Gabriel will bring order and discipline into your life so that everything runs smoothly. You can also call on him to bring you clarity and joy. You are reminded that you are a beautiful light and wise spirit, that only material mantle disguises your true self. And that's exactly what I've been trying to say, probably not very well for the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or a lot longer. So envision yourself surrounded by pure white light and let your spirit emerge and fly. Affirmation, I am pure and light. That's a really good one to say to yourself. Now, I said, can you give me some more? Because I would like, you know, a little bit more. What else would you like to say? And the next thing they said was clarity. Angel wisdom reminds you that busy, cluttered mind is a sick one, and a still, clear mind is a divine one. Allow the wisdom of your heart to radiate out and dissolve the chatter of your mind. Heart-centered consciousness makes the mind go poof into some silence. Usually, though, people sit there and just watch their thoughts go by, and that's quite natural. You just don't engage with them. It's disengaging from the mental chatter of the mind and the ego and allowing yourself to sit in a peaceful quiet of your heart space. Eventually, this does quiet down. You just need to sit there and allow that to happen. Know that your angel has drawn this to your attention and is waiting to help you in your task. And what's our task? To let go of the negative lower emotions and clean out all the baggage. Sit quietly so that you can find the stillness within. Then you can shine a pure and clear light into every area of your life. In the clarity of this light, the angels will reveal a new way of being. You will see things differently and be able to make decisions from strength and clarity. Affirmation, my mind is quiet, still, and clear. And the last one they said, and I think this is brilliant because it really does make sense. Patience. It does take patience, and it does take determination, and it does take commitment. Just gonna say that right now. But trust the higher forces of life to know what is best for you, and remember that when you are asked to wait, you are being prepared for something even better than you expected. So change your attitude to one of acceptance and relax and take stock. Ask your angel to enfold you during this waiting period so that you can listen to the promptings of the divine. When the time is right, you are ready and refreshed. The next door will open. Patience is always rewarded. All things happen at the perfect time, including the ascension. And, us being able to let go of things and be able to move through the denser emotions and feelings and letting them go. It will happen, but we have to be patient with ourselves and patient with, how things are going to unfold and how everything is done in divine timing. So I think this is making real sense, this reading, isn't it? There's just a few more. I asked for the fairies, if you remember, and the fairies said, time to come down to earth. Self-importance is no longer required. Remember, we're moving towards a unity consciousness. So stop making everything all about you, because it's not. There is more at stake here, and it is moving towards a loving, abundant, unified field of humanity and the planet. We're all going to be back together as one amongst the animals, Gaia. We are the stewards of this world. We are here to watch over and look after Gaia and the animals. We're not here to slaughter them or, take from without giving back. We've got to start changing our energy into one of abundance and giving, and not feeling like we expect something back in return. It's about selflessness. It's about knowing that our loving choices are going to be one of unconditional love rather than of self-love. I suppose it's like mirroring our creator, really, prime creator. Is selfless, and so we're moving towards mirroring our creator, our Father, our Mother God. Ooh, yeah, and it is true. Fairies are saying, come out. It's time to come out and stop hiding the real you. It's time to show your beauty, humanity. And it is. It's time for us to stop hiding behind these lower vibrational behaviors and energies and show the beauty of the light beings that we are and who we truly are. We are beings of love, light, and unity. We are creators. We are channelers. We are open channels for the divine. Yup. And I asked my spirit guides, what would you like to say? And this card is amazing. I love that. Look how beautiful it is. The cosmos. And it's all 40s, 41, like 40, 41, 42, like 40s. And even in my other readings, it was 41, 42. I was like, what's going on with all these 4 and 1s? And it's rather peculiar. It's coming into being a pattern. Anyway, the cosmos is always an ally, and it appears as an ally, never a challenger. So creativity in all its forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. We are creative beings. We're creators. It's time to come out of your shell. And if you focus on creativity, you actually open a channel to the divine, and it allows for more to flow down and through you, because you light up when you're following your heart's desire in a creative project, right? We all do. We get feelings of joy and satisfaction and success and, all the things that make us happy. Remember that all life is creative, and you're always co-creating with the divine, which you are, because God is within you right now, living your life with you. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity and vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. And everything is consciousness. There's not one thing that isn't. So even a rock has consciousness. And it just varies to different levels of how much consciousness is available within each thing, you know. So if you were in a bad mood and you walk past a rock, then the rock would absorb your energy and would take on the energy of the bad mood. Because it's like you know, you radiate it out, and the consciousness then mimics it. It's like that experiment when they actually excite one energy particle one end of the universe, and it would mimic it down the other end. It's like that, because everything is consciousness. Okay, this teaches us that intention we set is in fact contagious with the power to influence others, which it is. And you know, it's not about influencing others to selfishly get your way. That's not what I'm promoting. But it really, energy radiates out from you. So if you're in a positive mindset and you have positive energy, then when you interact with another person, they're like, oh, this is really good. No, I'm really happy. Why am I so happy? I don't know. Why are you happy? See what I mean? So we're entangled at the deepest energetic place. So we can't help but have an effect on others from the individual level to the global one, which is what I was saying about the pebble in the pond. And I love that analogy, and I always use it about, you know, when you do actions towards loving Gaia and loving the animals and loving, you know, yourself, and the actions you do in relation to that, those radiate out beyond that which you even know and can understand and fathom. So you really, if you start choosing the loving path and start really thinking about what you're doing, it radiates out from you, beyond you, and does have an effect beyond that which even you can understand. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. Most important, keep taking action towards your goals, as the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny. Expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create. How was that for a reading? It's really good, wasn't it? Oh, that left me feeling really buzzed. I don't know about you. You're probably going, God, that was really long, Amy. I think it was a perfect message, and I think it was perfect length, and I think that it was bloody lovely. Excuse my French. Right, my darlings. Let's thank the angels and the fairies and archangels and the Lyrans as well for their wonderful message to the whole of humanity. I love you so much. Thank you for spending your precious time with me today. It's been wonderful having you. I hope that you find some clarity, inspiration, whatever it is you take from this. I hope it leaves you feeling positively boosted. And I wish you luck with your projects and endeavours moving forward. If you've liked this reading and spending your time with me today, please do leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. It's free. I don't say when I post because I live in the moment and I have to live a momentary existence because of the things that I have to deal with. So, but I try and get them out every week for you. I love you whether you're new on this channel. Take care of yourselves. Bye.